All right. A very good evening to all of you. Those who are present, please let me know if you can hear me. All right. So I guess it's time, and let's continue with the seminar. So those of you who were present in the last seminar know that we started talking about improving your marketing, and we tentatively came up with this name of performance marketing, although performance marketing is a term that you usually associate with affiliate marketing. This session is not about affiliate marketing for sure. It's all about improving the performance of your marketing efforts. And for this, in the previous class, we talked about, or the previous webinar, not class, we talked about the messaging framework, right? We looked at how you can create a story for your brand and how you can use that to construct powerful CTAs on the website and ensure that people actually understand what they're getting into when they kind of visit your website. So I'll take this concept ahead in this session, and we're going to start looking at the content side of things primarily. Okay, so this session will focus primarily on content, but with a focus on generating leads. Okay, and towards the end I'll come up with a very interesting framework. So that's probably the most interesting part of this seminar today. Towards the end I'll come up with a content framework that has that has helped me in the past create or rank for some really powerful keywords as well. So this is kind of the sweet part of this training today, where I'll share the exact strategy that I've been using in my marketing and that helps me rank for some of the toughest keywords. Obviously, it takes time in some cases, but you are able to generate leads for just about any phrase that you want to target. Okay, so that's the premise of this whole session. Let's get started. Okay, so let's kind of take a step back before we do anything else and kind of look at how everybody else, I mean most of us, even I was guilty of it for a very long time, of how we think content really works. Okay, so you must have read this or you must have been taught this if you have attended classes or webinars or lectures anywhere. And you might have read this on internet or marketing books that you have come across, especially the ones on content marketing. The idea that is usually pitched is that create a good high quality blog page, create a powerful blog page with with some really awesome content on it, and that will help you generate leads. Okay, the idea here is that people expect that the blog page will attract visitors from the three primary traffic sources, which are the search, the social, and the email. So the blog page is what is expected to attract the majority of the traffic. Some of it will be through the search engines. So once you create a blog post, it will get linked from other places, and that will kind of generate search traffic. So this image is kind of, I should have added one more loop to this. So think about the blog page. It generates links, and links then sends search traffic back to the blog page. Same with the social. People who follow you on social media, they see content posted on social media, and then they follow this back to your blog page. And email, of course. Newsletters is a very common way in which is a very popular way in which you basically share content with people, and your subscribers are expected to receive email and then come back to the content, to the blog page through by clicking through any link on the email that you send them, right? So this is what happens, and once the blog pages generate enough traffic, you expect this traffic, the visitors to then follow through and maybe from the blog page go on to the product page. And once they've checked out the product page, maybe go on to the pricing page from there, and from there, probably add to cart, and finally check out and complete the purchase, right? So is this what most of you expect to happen with your content marketing, or rather with your content strategy? Suresh and Vijay, two people say yes. And that's true. Like I said, even I was, for a long time, kind of, subscribed to this idea myself, and I was like, yeah, this is how it's supposed to work. So most businesses, they focus on creating content through blogs, and and blogs are actually the primary drivers of traffic on most websites. So and this idea is actually supported here. If you look at this, screenshot from a Google Analytics account, you will see that, for this particular website, which received, what's this, 1 million? Yeah, roughly 1 million visitors. And there's a segment applied to this. You can see that out of those 1 million visitors, 91.5% of the visitors actually started their journey. So their entry point to the website was a blog post. Okay. How many of you have finished your analytics classes, or actively using analytics? Anita, not yet. Suresh is using it. So, so I mean, yeah, even if you don't know analytics, I think you can probably still figure out what's happening here. So this is a screenshot from Google Analytics, and it's kind of showing what happens, how the traffic is distributed on the website. And all you have to focus on these numbers. So there are 2 segments applied, and once again, if you are not sure about segments, this will be covered for you in the analytics class. But one segment shows you all the users on the website, and this orange segment, the orange graph that you see, simply consists of people who landed on the website, who started their journey on the website, or who entered the website through the blog post. And it clearly supports this idea which I was talking about in the previous page, that write good quality post, good quality content, and people will come to the blog, and then they will go on and convert. And it almost looks like this is true, right? This thing that you see over here kind of supports that idea, because 91.5% of all the website visitors actually landed on a blog page first, and you kind of expect them to go on and convert later on. But the next slide kind of breaks this myth, because here's another report which shows how many which basically shows conversions over here. So here's my mouse. There it is. You can see the total. This is a goal here, which is focusing on completion. So once again, this will be covered for you in your analytics class. You'll see how to set up goals and how you measure them. So here you are basically looking at how many goals were completed, and out of the overall number of goals that were completed, only about 0.03% of the goals were completed by people who landed on the blog page, right? So all these people, 91.5% of your site visitors actually originated from the blog page. But out of those 91.5% of visitors, so 1 million is the total number, 91.5% of that 1 million, out of that, only about this is almost nothing, right? 0.03% people converted. And that number is I would say that's pretty much pathetic, right? That's a no number at all. So this is where this myth breaks up, that blog visitors actually help you get in conversions. Yes, blog pages will give you a traffic. Blog pages have lots of other benefits. Adding a lot of content does give you does have its own benefits. But if you're just hoping that people who arrive on the blog simply start converting, well, that's not really true. Okay, so and before we go ahead with this, just one other thing I would like to point out, that this by no means in any manner, this does not mean that blog pages are not really important pieces of your content marketing framework. In fact, they are the most important part of the framework, which is what we'll establish towards the end of the session. I'm just saying that the way we are doing it right now, just by writing content and hoping that it it converts, that structure, that formula is not going to work. Okay, what you guys do need to know, however, is that blog pages or blog content is still very important, because the blog pages are the ones that usually get backlinks. Okay, if you analyze the backlinks of any website, you will probably notice that a majority of the backlinks are actually coming to your blog pages. Okay, and the reason behind this is that people, they link to content, not service pages. Okay, nobody links to the pricing pages or the service pages of any website. Other websites link to primarily blog posts of any website. Okay, and at this point, I'm hoping that you guys are at least aware of backlinking, that you guys know what backlinks are and why they are important. All of you? All right. So that is where blog posts are extremely important. You know, they help you with the rankings, and you probably also know about site authority, right? Authority of the site only grows because of blog posts, because a primary driver of any website authority is are the backlinks, and backlinks, like I said, are primarily going to happen only on the blog posts. So this is what we see over here. Majority of the links will come back to blog posts, and the blog post on the blog pages will basically pass on a little bit of that authority onto the other pages. So the other pages grow in authority because of these blog pieces, and therefore blog pieces are extremely important part of your content marketing framework. But this also means that we have two different kind of visitors on the website. Okay. Again, towards the end, when I talk about ranking and about using blogs to convert your visitors, I'll kind of explore this idea a little bit more. Like I said, you need to absolutely wait for the end, where I actually reveal the tactic we have been using for ranking just about any piece of content. Blog readers and qualified visitors. So these are the two important, type of kind of visitors that any website will get. Okay. For example, oops, I didn't want to change it right now. Let's go to file here, and this is something I'll be using a little bit later on. So there are typically going to be two different kind of queries. So there will be informational queries. Queries, and they're going to be commercial or transactional. Okay. Transactional or commercial queries. Okay. Informational queries will typically be something like, what is SEO, for example, okay, or what is digital marketing. This is typically going to be an informational query, while a transactional or a commercial query would be like, let's say best digital marketing services company, for example. Okay, so this is more like a transactional query, and typically you find your visitors divided into people who are looking for information or people who are actually looking for a service, and you can determine which are those people by looking at the keywords that they are kind of searching. So you've got two different readers, blog readers, and as I established a couple of slides ago, majority of them will are not actually looking for a service. Therefore, they will not be converting. Whereas these are the people who are actually looking for services. Okay, so if I have a digital marketing website, for example, and if I'm trying to get qualified visitors to my website, I need people who are looking for keywords like search digital marketing services or best SEO company or email marketing expert and all those keywords. And if they land on my product pages and look at my pricing page, these are the people who are expected to convert, not these people, at least not yet, until we understand what we need to do to make this work properly. Okay, so blogs are still very important. You will be using blogs because blogs are the ones responsible for improving the overall authority of your website, and this authority is then gets passed on to other pages. Okay. So we'll be talking about a content strategy today. Now, the digital marketing course that you have does talk about this in a bit more detail. We have the content marketing framework there and the content marketing strategy. So I'll not be repeating any of that information. Those of you who have completed it, you'll still find this useful, and those who have not completed it, you'll of course have opportunity to learn this in your actual class. But you know what a strategy is? Strategy is, it can be defined in a multiple different ways. A plan of action designed to achieve a long-term or overall aim, and there's some more complicated, definitions like it's the art of planning and directing overall, blah blah blah. It's founded from Google, but in simple words, a strategy is just this, a plan to reach a specific goal. Okay, you have a goal and you want to have a plan so that you can achieve that goal. That is all a strategy is. Okay, and following through in the same vein, a content strategy, again, you got tons of different definitions of content strategy online, but again, you want to simplify it. A content strategy is simply a plan to use content to reach a specific business goal, right? So where a strategy is a plan to reach a specific goal, a content strategy is a plan to use content to reach a specific business goal. And that's what we will be exploring in today's session, okay? Now, just one thing that I want to put out of the way straight away is that when you talk about content, most people think, blogs and articles or website pages. That's not really true. Content has a big range actually, and there are lots of different ways in which content is produced. So I want you guys to start getting in the habit that whenever you think of content, don't just think of written content. Don't just think of written articles. Content is, and broadly content can be divided into these two categories. One, you have the marketing content, which basically consists of all the blogs and articles that you have on the website, all the social media content that you have, press releases, white papers, videos, podcasts, all of these things, okay? While the other kind of content is the internal content that any company has. It's internal stuff like training materials, policies, HR documents, procedures, policy guidelines, client docs or project manuals or proposals or contract frameworks. All of these are content. Now, we're not going to be talking about these about this content. It just to kind of let you guys know, because I've seen a lot of people, the moment you talk about content, they start thinking about written content, and they start thinking about writing content. Okay, content marketing is not about writing content. Content writing is a part of content marketing, but content marketing is a much bigger umbrella over here, and we are primarily going to focus on marketing content, which typically consists of your blogs, articles, social media content, press releases, and so on. All right, so this part is clear to all of you? All right, so I hope there's some interaction going on here, because I'll be talking a lot because this is primarily a theoretical session, but we'll do some stuff towards the end, like I said. But yeah, primarily this is going to be theoretical, and I hope that I just hope I don't put you guys to sleep over this long period. So I will keep on asking for you guys to at least respond, and that way at least I know that you guys aren't sleeping anymore. Okay, going forward. Your content has a mission. Okay, so how many people actually work in some organization? How many of you are actually working somewhere? Suresh does, okay. And do you guys do any content marketing? Anita does as well. So your website or your marketing team? Okay, so all of Suresh does. So here's a question I ask you, Suresh. What is your content marketing mission? Okay, Anita also says that there's a team that does it. So there's a question to both Anita and Suresh. What is your company's content marketing mission? Or what is your team's editorial mission? No, that's a business mission, Suresh. Suresh says that the mission is to get as many purchases on the website. That's a business mission, Suresh. Any business wants to get more purchases, right? So what's your content teams, your editorial mission or vision? Suresh again says visitors on the blog then convert into buying users. That's a strategy, right? That I want people to come on the blog and then convert. But what's the mission? Anita says get people interested in traveling within or outside India. Now this is a little bit more to the point. So Anita says that her company's editorial mission. I am not talking about the company's mission. It's the mission of the editorial team, the content team. Yes, this mission will align with the bigger business goal, of course, but I'm just talking about the content team over here. So their goal is, as for Anita, is to get people interested in traveling within or outside India. That's a good one. And Is it documented somewhere, Anita? Taking short breaks and long breaks, that's again coming from Anita. So is it a documented strategy? If I go on your website, will I actually find this somewhere? Okay, I'm not sure though. How about Suresh? You found anything? Okay, and this is not a part of the digital team. Okay, so what do you work as? Okay, you're on the offline team, and you're looking to move to the digital team now. After, of course, you have mastered digital marketing. Okay, you're on the CMO. Awesome, that's nice. All right. Anyway, so Inta had some clue about what the mission of the the editorial mission was. Suresh, not quite so sure, and then and Anita is looking at starting a consultancy. Good, that's really good. Congratulations. I am in the same boat as you are. So I started doing it about a couple of months ago, and yeah, it's all the best to you. Anyway, so coming back to this content strategy, your content has a mission, and the sad part is that most companies that I have consulted with, they are actually doing content marketing without having this mission at all. Okay, and here's some examples that will kind of make this point clear as to what mission I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a company called Swift. It basically deals in passport and visa services. Okay, and their editorial mission, their content mission is to make international travels or to have international travels get travel tips and news to make travel easier. Okay, it's a very clear, it's a very precise, and it's a targeted mission that they have. So the objective of the Swift team is to ensure that international travelers get travel tips and news to make travel easier. Okay, and this is the ideology around which a lot of their content is being created. If you go to their blog, for example, if you just search for Swift, go to the blog and you look at the kind of content that they have, you will see that it basically aligns with this mission that they have. International travelers. See, the point is, if you do not have a mission, you'll not know what to write about, and you'll end up writing about random stuff that doesn't really connect with either your business, keep on clicking it, either your business goals or doesn't resonate with your users. Okay, let's look at another example. This is Indium, which is basically into manufacturing, electronics manufacturing primarily. So if you look at their website, their mission is international travelers. Oops. I kind of copied pasted this and I forgot to change this. Okay, I'll have to go to the site, but again, this is pretty clear. It's all about how they are trying to, I don't remember this, so let's skip past this. But yeah, the idea is that they have a proper goal as well. I hope I've not done the same thing here. Yeah, this is good. So this is Tell Tabs, another website, for enterprise customers. Their content or editorial mission is extremely clear. It's the best source of info on optical lamps. We show IT buyers how to address tech and business challenges, identify trends, reduce expenses, and improve user experiences. Okay, so this is what their editorial team is, basically targeting. And oops, come on, why do I keep scrolling? And this is and this is the kind of content that they're looking to produce on their website. Okay, now this is something that I was talking about. I just mentioned, right, that I'm kind of starting off with my own consultancy thing. I'm kind of working on my website right now and looking to develop my marketing website. I was toying with different ideas of what my content strategy is going to be, what my content mission is going to be. Of course, the business mission or the vision is to, get more leads and convert them into, hiring me as a consultant or as a corporate trainer or as a speaker or as or as an influencer. But the content mission is that it's a site where digital marketers find practical advice on content, analytics, and growth hacking to get better results from their website. And I'll break this up into a couple of interesting, internal, broken up parts. But this is what I came up with. Maybe I'll change this a little bit, but I'm still working on this. And this is kind of where I want to go with this. And if I go forward from here, this you can see is now broken up into 3 different parts. So this whole statement here, this whole mission statement, I'm going to now break this up into 3 different parts. Okay, so digital marketers. Okay, so this is the first part. Second, find practical advice on content analytics and growth hacking. Okay, and the third part you can focus on is to get better results from their websites. So can you think of a reason why I broke this up into 3 different parts, or along what lines am I trying to break this up into 3 different parts? Oops, you almost saw it. So digital marketers, we're digital marketers, find practical advice on XYZ, and then to get better results from their websites. Any idea how I'm breaking this up? Target group, needs and result. Wow, this is brilliant, Nita. So yeah, you absolutely nailed it. It's a target group. What are they looking for, and the kind of results. And you know, we go forward from here. This is how you can break it up. You know, so it's your audience X that gets information Y. In fact, there are 3 variables here in this statement that I wrote. Excuse me. In this statement that I wrote, I have included 3 different variables. And you know, trust me, if you guys can incorporate this into your content strategy, you'll never be short on ideas, or you'll never be short of a vision, because this clearly lays out what your content should do. If you're looking to create your content mission, just fill up this part. Any content mission should have 3 variables. It's like solving a mathematical equation with 3 variables in it. The 3 variables are X, Y, and Z. And X is the audience, Y is the information or needs, as Anita rightly put, and the third is the benefit. Okay, more than results. I mean, results are benefits, of course, right? So what are the benefits of doing that? So audience X gets information Y that offers benefit Z, right? So there's what audience X. Audience is digital marketers, right? So where digital marketers, what is Y? Information Y. What is information? Find practical advice on content analytics and growth hacking. Okay, that's the next variable Y. So the audience is the digital marketers, the information is growth hacking and all that other advice, and that offers a benefit Z. What's the benefit? Benefit is to get better results from their websites. Okay, I could probably quantify this a little bit more, a little bit better, because get better results from their websites is kind of vague right now. So this is something I'm still toying with. Maybe I'll change this. But this formula has helped me create my content mission that says audience X gets information Y with the benefit Z. Does this make sense to all of you? Right, so based on this now, can you come up with what's the strategy for your business? Audience X gets, and just to tie it in with the information that we learned yesterday, it's almost like, you know, hero X meets the guide Y to resolve the conflict Z. I hope you remember the story that we created in the previous session, right? When we're working with the brand story, okay? So it kind of matches up with the same thing. Audience X, audience is your hero, right? Information is what you provide, you as the guide, and benefit helps them resolve whatever conflict that they have. So based on this, I would like some ideas from all you people. I mean, forget your companies. Just think about your own businesses, for example. If you had a website, now you guys know what websites or what industry or niche you are in. If you were doing a website, what would be the content mission for your website based on this formula? This formula, audience X gets information Y with the benefit Z. That offers the benefit Z. Okay, I'm waiting for just a couple of minutes. I hope all of you participate in this, you know, because that is the only way we keep this interesting. Okay, so Tarun says, I'm setting up a website to help people start small-scale e-commerce businesses. Okay, so what would be your content marketing mission? You know what, I mean, this formula actually makes it extremely simple. You know, anybody can come up with the content mission if you can fill this in properly. So Anita says, giving young families a variety of experiences so that they can take holidays that don't bust their budgets. Good one. I think it can be, slightly, improved. But for the first sake, I think it's really good. I would change the variety of experiences. That sounds a little vague. Variety of experiences. But yeah, young families. That's your audience. That's the variable X. Experiences. That's the information Y. Holidays that don't bust their budgets. That's the benefit Z. But yeah, that's pretty close to doing it, right? So, so does this formula make this job a little bit easy for you to come up with this content mission? Okay. So Tarun says, giving entrepreneurs, is that a term? Giving entrepreneurs the guidance and expertise to become entrepreneurs. Okay, that's nice. It's a little artistic as well, but it's a catchy slogan. The guidance and expertise to become entrepreneurs. But yeah, that will work. That's a good one. That will definitely work. So yeah, pretty good. So the same question to you, Tarun. Does following this formula help you? Did this make it clear for you as to what should go into your content mission? Suresh says, people looking to buy jewelry get a variety of designs to choose from and get it delivered right to their doorstep. Yes, that's good as well. Again, probably can just polish it a little bit and improve upon it. But yeah, but you guys are definitely going in the right direction. So I hope it's clear to you guys how you can, kind of create a content mission by using a specific or a simple formula like this, right? So everybody's okay with this? We move ahead? All right, good. Tarun has a comment, this formula simplifies something that can seem a daunting task to begin with. Exactly, Tarun. You know what, to be honest, when I was introduced to this, I can't recall where I did, but once I got through to this, this is almost like a light bulb that went through my head. I'm like, this makes it extremely simple. So I was pretty excited, and I was hoping that you guys kind of appreciate something like this because, along my marketing journey, I have come across lots of these golden nuggets that have really stuck with me and that I'm still carrying with me and which have helped me, kind of develop a lot of interesting ideas and has helped me in my marketing quite a bit. And this is definitely one of those. And to be honest, throughout this PPT, I have packed up ideas like these, quite a bit of them. And I hope that, there are a lot of these light bulbs which kind of go on in your head as you watch some of these PPTs. Okay, so I'm hoping there are a lot of these nuggets that you encounter throughout this session. Right. So moving on ahead. Okay. Now we kind of talked about the importance of a documented mission statement, and see there are two things here. One, having there are three things. Okay. One, not having a mission at all, not having a content mission at all. Not having a document, having a content mission but not documenting it, and having a content mission and documenting it. So there are the three things that can happen. And despite this, you can look at this slide here. It's actually a report from the Content Marketing Institute, which kind of says that they surveyed a lot of these companies, and this is what they came up with. So of all the companies that had a documented mission statement, okay, 14% people said that it was not really effective at their marketing, but a whooping 48% said that it was something that made them more effective at their marketing. Of the companies that do not have a document, that have not documented the mission statement, these are companies which do have a mission statement but have not documented it. Again, 25% say it was not effective, 31% say it was effective. And the companies which have no mission statement at all, majority of them actually said that it was not helping them in their marketing. Okay, this is not improving their marketing, while 15% say that it was actually working for them. So this kind of points to the fact that having a documented mission statement is kind of a precursor to success. If you want to succeed with your marketing efforts, you have to have a documented mission statement. This is not a conjecture. This is not a philosophical idea. This is plain data speaking, and this was done by by companies who have by a top company in this field, which is the Content Marketing Institute. There are a couple of questions. Suresh says, what does documented mean? Does it mean that it is written and put on the website for people to read though? Yes. A documented strategy means you have a strategy and it's clear enough and you have written it. Either in your internal documents or on your website, doesn't really matter, but it's documented so that everybody in the team actually knows it and they are aware of what your mission statement is. And that is why I asked you guys this question. Are you aware of your content mission? Okay, is it okay? All right. Now, even though the data heavily points to the fact that in order to be successful, you have to have a documented mission statement, very few companies are still doing it. So this is again a part of that same article, the same report, which basically says that despite knowing that it's important for success, just 28% people actually go ahead and document the strategy. That's surprising. 30% say that they do have a strategy, but it is not documented, and 35% say that they do not have a strategy at all, and not strategy, but a content mission, and then 6% are kind of not sure about it. So this is where things should change for you. And if you really want to be successful with the marketing, you have to have a content strategy that is documented. Use the formula I gave above to kind of come up with a rough draft. Improve it over time, speak with other people in your organization, think how you can improve it, and that will make a big difference, okay? So here's the kind of culmination of that report is that marketers who document their mission statement, again, by mission statement, I mean the content mission statement, are 3 times more likely to succeed, all right? So this is important. And this is kind of a screenshot from my own website, which I'm working on. It's called This Growth. It's currently offline. It's not visible to normal people right now. It's off the grid right now, but this is the kind of idea I'm toying up with. So where marketers have access to practical advice to take control of their business growth and learn to scale their profits. So this is something that I built using the formula that I use. And now here's something very interesting. One reason that one advantage of having a documented content strategy is that it can translate into something called a call to action. You can basically turn around your documented mission strategy, content mission into a call to action to urge people to do some action. Okay, so this one says where marketers have access to practical ideas, and this is what we're giving. You want to enjoy this benefit, you want to reap this, or you want to take this advantage, sign up over here, which is a further kind of accentuated by this number that says 47,398 marketers are already subscribed to this growth blog, join this growing community. Maybe I could have, in fact I will. This is again a site which is strictly under construction right now, not even focusing on content. I'm primarily focusing on the design aspect right now. But you can see that having using a formula to create a content mission, I'm able to turn it into a call to action that gives people a reason to sign up for something. Okay, let them know what they are getting and they will be happy to sign up for. So this is yet another a really big advantage of having a documented content mission. All right, makes sense to everybody? So write a content mission and turn it into a call to action. Let people take action on that. All right. So now that we have this idea, now that we know what the content mission is, audience X, information Y, benefit Z, we'll break down all this information into we'll actually start looking at content strategy a bit. How you can use content to improve the performance of your overall marketing, how you can even use it to rank for tough keywords, how you can use it to generate leads for your business. But before that, we look at some key elements of content itself. Okay, and then towards the end, I'm going to tie it all together into another formula that will help you, like I said, generate leads and improve your ranking for different keywords. Okay, so let's get started. The first major component of any content strategy is going to be the topic, right? Of course, that's important. Topics are topics is what helps you decide what are you going to write on. Okay, you have a mission statement, that's all right. You know what you need to do, what your content needs to do, but what exactly are you going to write about? What is the topic on which you are going to write on? Okay, so the three primary topic sources, this is probably something you already know. If not, this will just, if you do, it will refresh your memory. If not, this is something you'll need to focus on. The three primary topic sources are going to be keyword research, your question answer websites, Q&A websites, and probably the most important, listening to your audience. And I'll look at some examples. I'll give you some examples of all of these things. So let's get started here. Keyword research is by far the most important thing you can use for figuring out the topics that you want to write on. And there are lots of ways in which you can perform keyword research. So once again, if you have completed your SEO classes, I think some of those would have been discussed, how you can use the keyword planner. But one of the easiest ways is simply going to Google and let's go to Google first. Simply go to Google and start searching for topic ideas. So like I said, like in the example, you can just search for example, let's do something better. Digital marketing. Let's say I'm trying to let's focus on the digital marketing example that I have. Right. So the moment I type in digital marketing, I start getting kind of these frequently searched items over here, and this is a great source of information for you guys. You can look at this and you can figure out what exactly people are looking for, and this will give you a ton of topic ideas. And the best part is just start typing in the next letters and it will give you tons more. For example, A, you see all these keywords, right? So digital marketing agency, yeah, that's something that I definitely want to rank for. Do a B, digital marketing blog. Well, yes, if I have a resource on my site where I'm providing practical advice for digital marketers, then maybe I want to rank my blog as well, right? And my blog should be visible when somebody searches for digital marketing blog. And a lot of these other examples, digital marketing benefits, that's a good topic idea. Digital marketing basics, well, yeah, that could be, another something I could write about. Similarly, C, D, E, F, you can go all the way up to all the 24 letters of the alphabet. 24 or 26? How many are these? 24 or 26? The English alphabet has how many? 26, right? See, when you focus on marketing so much, you kind of even forget your basics. 26, yeah, that's 26. So yeah, you can go with all the 26, which can be tedious at sometimes. There's a good tool for that. The better tool for that, it's called the keywordtool.io. How many of you have used this? Keywordtool.io. This one, okay, Suresh says I haven't. So this is, a tool that works very well in conjunction with the keyword planner tool. And like I said here, instead of doing A, B, C all the way to Z, all the 26 alphabets, you can actually save time by just doing the search over here. Okay, and this actually used to be a free tool, and it has now been made a paid tool, but what you need is still available. Okay, so for example, if I do digital marketer or digital marketing, and if I just search, when I said it has become a paid tool, it will not give you the search volume, trend, CPC data and other things. This will not be given to you, but this is still available. You still get to see all the different keywords here, and it covers literally everything. There are 6 pages of keywords over here. You can you download this data? I don't think the free version allows you to do it. In the paid version, you can do it, or you can do it actually. Yeah, you can just select them all from here, and you can copy and export all the 586 results. So there are 586. Let's click on this and export to Excel. Oh, wow, it worked. So awesome. I was not sure of this, but yes, you can download this entire data, and then you can start, picking up the right topics that are relevant for you. It's a gold mine of information actually. And in case you're also interested in figuring out search volume and CPC data and competition, you can put those keywords back into Google Keyword Planner, and that will give you all the other data. But this gives you some keywords which I I mean, it gives you much more relevant keywords, to be honest. Google Keyword Planner gives you, will probably give you all these keywords as well, but it also gets mixed in with some off-topic keywords. This, I feel, is still much more interesting. So, digital marketing fundamentals over here, e-commerce digital marketing strategy. Now, this is nice. If I want to create, attract people interested in e-commerce and using digital marketing for e-commerce, I think this is a great topic for them. Digital marketing essay, I don't think that's important, but digital marketing executive salary, well, yeah, that sounds interesting. Digital marketing, the solutions. So yeah, definitely a lot of keywords. Again, you can go to the second page and you will find lots of these keywords. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So anyway, that's the keyword planner. The keywordtool.io has a lot of information, lots of really powerful information. Let's move back. And then again, this is an example I was taking with living room. The moment I typed in living room, I got all these keywords. And then if I do E, I get living room elevation, living room entrance design. So again, lots of interesting topic ideas here. Keywordtool.io, like I said, again, I used living room example over here, and you got all of these ideas. So living room interior design. So if you're trying to create content, and if you're looking at content ideas, this is again one of the better tools. I'm just listing some of the most common ones that I use. Once you go into your content marketing course, you'll see that I've talked about some other tools as well, like BuzzSumo and so on. So you'll of course get a little bit more detail on that. This is from I believe answerthepublic.com. Okay, so this is yet another really exciting website, answerthepublic.com. Again, anybody has used it? Answerthepublic.com. This is a website. So nope. A very nice, interesting animation. This old guy who gets mad as you delay, as you don't type something. But anyway, let's type in the same example, digital marketing. Let's close this guy. Digital marketing, and before this guy gets really mad, let's get the questions. So it basically gets you questions, and you get tons of questions over here. And let the questions come up over here. This used to be a free tool as well, but now they have made it a pro tool. Most of the data is still available, but if you want to compare data, then you have to go for the pro version. So here also you can download a CSV, and they have the main keyword paired with a lot of other question terms like how, what, when, where, why, all those things, right? Now this is a decent view, but I like to actually break this into the data view, so you can actually visualize it like this, or convert this information into a more tabular format, easier to see. So there are again a lot of these questions around the primary topic that you're searching for. Okay. So again, we'll give you tons of ideas around topics that you can write about. Okay, this is again a gold mine of data, and writing on these what, why, when, where, how, why topics is actually important. For a very important, is actually good for a very important reason. How many of you, who can tell me that? Creating content with what, when, why, how does it affect your SEO? Why is it good for SEO? I'm at least expecting the guys who attended classes with me to answer this question. The guys who did the SEO class with me. Yes, Suresh, you're correct. That is one of the reasons. Tarun says these are long tail keywords that are actually searched by people. Yes, they are, but there's another reason. And Tarun, you attended classes with me, right? So you should have found the answer. Suresh has got it. Anita says authority of information. Well, that's okay, but let's go to Google. Let's search for how to create a course. Okay. When you search for question related keywords, what, when, how, why, especially how, Google creates for you something known as a knowledge graph. Okay. This is not a part of the search result. all the 10 results are right here below, but this creates something called a knowledge graph. And sometimes, the actual result may be on the 9th or 10th place, or, at the bottom of the page, but the search snippet, structured data snippet from the same site can appear right here on the top. Okay, this is the advantage of writing on topics related to, okay, so now Tarun says, oh yes. But yeah, this is the advantage of creating content with these topics. This will actually help you guys, kind of get this ability to, rank on top of the search engine in the form of a structured data. Just give me a second here. There's an important call for me. Okay, this got disconnected. Okay. Okay, it's coming back. Just give me a second here, please. All right, so this is the whole idea here. So having a keyword like this will help you with structured data, and that will that should prompt Google to generate these rich snippets or structured data information for you. All right, is that clear? So again, these are gold mines of information, and you will be able to come up with some pretty interesting, content ideas. Let's look for something else. Let's say, I don't know, what is SEO? Question mark. So there's a structured data, but it's not a structured data really. Or let's say, I don't know, let's type in beauty tips. You get a video sometimes. Videos are good. Or let's say how to make brownies. For this, you'll probably get a video. How to earn money online. Try this. There's a structured data from SureJob. Now, in this case, the site is actually on the top. In some cases, I've seen websites right here, but their results are right on the top in the form of structured data. So yeah, this is yet another advantage in which, yet another way in which you can do this. Suresh is surprised with the fact that their searches are how to survive. Suresh, you're surprised at how many companies are there, on the internet which actually are making tons of money in the how to survive niche. Survival guides and how to survive in case of, a nuclear attack, or how to survive in case of, a bear attack, or, all kinds of crazy stuff. There are huge companies who are actually, making multi-billion-dollar companies solely on this, survival niche. So, nothing is too surprising on the internet, Even there are survival guides on how to survive in case of a zombie attack. So, that's how the world is today. Anyway, going forward. Okay, now the next way in which you get more unearthed data, and this is probably very important, is listening. Okay, listening to what your customers are telling you, hearing from them, hearing from the horse's mouth. That's that's probably the best way. And who are the people directly talking with to your customers? These are the sales people. These are the customer service teams. These are the social media teams who are or the teams which connect with your customers to get their feedback and generate customer stories and testimonials and so on. These are the people who are the closest to your customers. And if you listen to what they are talking about, you will again get lots of ideas. Support teams, the sales team, for example, the customer service team. This probably is a gold mine of information right here, because people call them up and with specific questions. And one thing that we had in my previous organization, ProProfs, was that any question that was asked, anybody who called up asking for a certain bit of information or a certain question, we made sure that if this was a relevant question and if there were enough people asking for that question should make its way to the FAQ team. FAQ section on the website. So there was a FAQ section, a question and answer section on the website, where any important question regarding the product or service is answered on the website itself. And we kept on adding to this based on the information we got from other people. So when somebody calls you up, or when somebody sends you an email, somebody gives you leaves your feedback on social media, look at it and see if it's worth sending it to the to your FAQ section, to your knowledge bank. In fact, the best place to unearth tons of this data is go to your customer service team's email box and look at the sent emails, because it's full of useful information, full of information that they have provided to other people, full of brilliant, insightful stuff that insightful questions that they have answered, and that will help you generate tons of ideas that you can also write about. Okay, so there's a saying here from this person, Andy Crestodina, which is who's a awesome marketer actually. Never waste a good conversation by having it in private. Okay, if the conversation is good, chances, especially, I mean, and this conversation, I'm talking about conversation with your customers. So if you have a good conversation on your hand, do not have it in private, because there are potentially a lot of other customers as well who are going to be enjoying this conversation. Okay, so do not waste a good conversation by having it in private. Okay, that's something you should always go by. Okay, now coming back to the content strategy. Those of you who have completed the content marketing classes with who have already finished your content marketing module would have seen this. This is how we actually create a strategy for our content. We focus on research stuff like high effort data, research quality information, and then we break it down into ebooks and infographics and stuff. I'm not going to go into this because this is already covered in your classes. So how many of you have seen this? And Tarun, you better say yes to this time. All right. So just Tarun so far. All right, so I won't be wasting your time on this because this will already be covered in this. But I'll take this and use this to kind of show you something really interesting. So the idea here is that your content can be viewed from 3 different levels: high level, or overview of specific topics, or in-depth detailed posts. Okay, so the idea here is that some topics will be very detailed, and some will not be that detailed, but you'll be able to write a lot on those topics. Okay, so high level list post. Let's do an example. So say top 10 health benefits of cycling. Okay, it's a high level list post. So in this article, you probably start with an introduction and then mention all the 10 different benefits, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the 10 benefits. Now, you can use this information. So let's say one of those articles here was top 10 benefits of cycling, in which you mentioned 10 benefits. From here, you take this to the next level by making it a little bit more specific, and top 10 health benefits of cycling takes you into something like, let's say one of the benefits of cycling is reducing weight through obesity and other stuff, right? So cycling for obesity and weight control. You could pick up one of those points and actually create another article which is going to be a little bit more specific. Okay. Now, from here, you could take this, make it even more in depth and detail, and maybe create an article on is it safe for obese people to cycle? Okay. So you have a list article of 10 points. You pick one point, elaborated on that, and then you pick one more point from there, and you made it into a an article for that goes like, is it safe for obese people to cycle? And if that doesn't, and if you want to take it even further, you can take important nuggets of information from this one and use it as a blog post or a social media post. Now, this is something that is covered in detail in your content marketing classes. So I'm not going to go into this too much right now. But this is a very powerful content framework, and you should take time to master this. All right, going forward. Now, the next way in which you can, and this is where a lot of light bulbs are going to lit up in your heads right now. So I hope everybody is paying a lot of attention over here. So this is one of those interesting sections here. So when you're trying to create content, the best kind of content that you can create is the one that you see over here. Suresh says, I haven't seen it. Don't worry, Suresh, this will be covered for you in the marketing class, okay? So this is the kind of content, original research, okay? So research is powerful, and it's got so many different benefits that you'll be surprised, and I'll talk about some of those right here. Like I said, this is another one of those moments where you'll have some light bulbs going into your head, okay? So the power of research. Any content which is research based, which has original research data in it, is going to be a little bit, is going to be much more popular than any other form of content. Okay. In fact, there is an article here from it was created by Moz. It's a PDF here. It's available for free. So just search by this topic called content, shares, and links. What we have learned from 1 million posts. Okay, so just search for this. You'll find this on the internet. This is a wonderful article, wonderful read. You should go about reading this. It basically talks about the power of research and what are the different benefits that you get from creating content, which is research-based content, which is original research-based content. Okay, I'll talk about some of those benefits over here. Okay, a lot of the content that you create, majority of the content that you create, and I can basically, challenge you to go in and go into your, Google Analytics setup and look at the performance of your content, and you will notice that roughly 75% of articles have zero external links. 75% of articles on your website are abandoned. They do not have any links from any external. They don't have any backlinks at all. Okay. And 50% have 2 or even less than 2, Facebook interactions. I mean, 2 is literally 0, right? I mean, having 2 interactions is probably, the blogger wrote an article. He was the one who liked it, and probably, his mom liked it. These are the 2 people who actually interacted with that blog on Facebook. So, and you can see this is this timeline here talks about how many interactions, how many shares happened across all social networks. And you see majority of the content falls in this section, 0 or close to 0, okay? And very few pieces of content appear on this side, okay? But they have got like tons of shares in 10,000 and so on. Very few pieces of content, but tons of share. And majority of this content is actually a research-based original content, okay? And let's go ahead. I can't even stop here. There's so much I want to talk about this right now. So, if you want to create content that helps you achieve a high level of both shares and backlinks, then you need to concentrate on content which is opinion forming, authoritative content. Okay, and of course should be well researched and evidence content. Now, opinion forming is fine. This is something that I found again. This is taken from this book here, as I talked about. So a highly recommended book. Just search for content, shares, and links. What we learned from 1 million posts from Moz, you will find this. So this is taken from there. But again, opinion-based content, there's only so much you can write. I mean, there's only so much opinion you can have, right? So I have simplified this into this little statement here. If you want to, again, the goal is the same. You want to create content which gets lots of shares and backlinks. If you want to do this, you want to concentrate on strong opinions and original research. Okay, so again, create content which has got strong opinions and original research. And the best part about this is that you will get not only lots of shares, but also lots of backlinks. Backlinks, are the primary ranking driving factor, right? That content will rank, it will grow in authority, it will get tons of traffic, authority will grow even more, and a lot of that authority will get passed on to other pages on the website. The more you write such content, the more your pages rank, the more your authority goes up. And I'll show you a lot of examples over here. Let's go with this. Okay, here's this article. Let me zoom out of this because I have some notes here. Here's an article. Okay, this comes from Content Marketing Institute. Let's look at this article. The topic is 2019 B2B content marketing research. It pays to put audience first. So this is what kind of an article? What kind of an article is it? Yeah, right. Research-based, right? This is a research-based article. They have lots of data in here, lots of charts, lots of graphs, and so on, right? This is clearly a research-based article. And let's look at how many backlinks this article has, okay? So one tool that you can use to find backlinks is Ahrefs. So let's go to Ahrefs. Let's sign in. Okay, this has changed. Just give me a second here. I'll get the password. All right, gosh, the new password is really complicated. So you know what? I'll just do it in a normal tab where I can save the password. So just go to hrefs.com. Oh, I'm already logged in, so there was some mistake over there. So this is logged in. Let's copy that URL. I think I already have it copied. Let's put it here, and let's search for it. Okay. So what I'm trying to do here is show you the benefit of writing research-based content. Okay. So this was written by by the Content Marketing Institute. This is for 2019. And if I check for the number of backlinks in this tool here, I see that this one article alone got 1,000 backlinks, right? Roughly 1,000 links, 1,100 links to be honest. And your blog posts rarely ever get that many backlinks. Your regular blog posts, like I said, if you get like even 2 or 3 backlinks, it's going to be an achievement. Now this one is getting 1,100 backlinks. Now, why are so many? Why is this content getting so many backlinks? Any ideas? Any theories on this? Anybody? Suresh is keywords, but it's not just keywords. It's more than that. Anita says it's from an institute. No, not really. Anybody else? Tarun says extensively researched content. Yeah, that's one of the reasons, but that's not the outcome of that. It's a process that they've used. Of course, they have used extensive research, but I'll tell you what happens with such kind of a content. This content is original content, and it requires a lot of effort, right? So these people basically put in a lot of effort into this. They went ahead and they, I'll talk about some of the techniques later on, but they actually worked hard on this and they came up with data, right? Now, this data is something which is useful to a lot of other websites as well. Yes, Anita just got it. A lot of content marketers will, not read, but they will need it. A lot of other companies, when they talk about stuff and they need to provide some validation for this, they can point out to this result, okay? This research here. And you must have seen all those articles where they say that, according to a research, 75% of people do blah, 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 and so on, right? So it's not their research, right? They're basically referring to research because research takes a lot of time. You cannot conduct a research every time you need to back up some data, okay? So what happens is instead of conducting your own research, you use the data or the research by some other company. So a lot of other companies might be creating articles on content marketing, and to prove their point, they are basically, so let's say sometime they say something like keyword research, 65% of XYZ blah 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 do keyword research and so on. And this is a report from Content Marketing Institute, and they link up to this. Whenever you use a report anywhere in your articles, you'll have to give credit for that, right? You'll have to link back to that research. And this creates a lot of these backlinks for this particular site. Okay, so this is how so many backlinks get created. Does it make sense? So if you're referring to any research-based data, you cannot simply just quote the data. You have to link back to it. All right, and this is how such content gets such a high quality of backlinks. And then with backlinks come, of course, traffics and rankings and so on. So if I just go to Google and search for B2B content marketing research, even if I just search for this article is definitely going to be the #1 article right here. Right, this article comes #1 when the moment I search for B2B content marketing research, or maybe even I just do this, for example. It's going to be somewhere on the top. There it is, right? So this is the third result over here, right here, just for B2B content marketing keyword, right? So that's brilliant. You're not just getting, in fact, on the right-hand side as well. Good pick, Suresh. So see the benefit of creating research-based data, okay? I have some more to talk about it, so let's go into this. Like I said, this section will also light up a few light bulbs in your heads. Where's my PPT? Damn it. Oh, there it is. I spent actually the entire day working on this PPT, and roughly 97 slides, almost 100 slides. So you can kind of imagine that, my eyes are a little sore right now. Hard to kind of figure out what's where. I just lost track of where my PPT was. Anyway, come back to this guy now. Okay, now before this, a question for you guys. Do you think it's going to be easy for you guys to create research-based data? I mean, you see the benefit of this, right? You'll be quoted by a lot of people, you'll be linked by a lot of people, but do you think you can produce it on a regular basis? How many of you have actually created research-based data before? Or people in your company, how many of them are actually creating original research-based data? Anybody who knows of? The answer is going to be no. I know that because I've, like I said, consulted with so many people, and the answer is usually no. Most companies have never done any original research-based data. Most companies, the way the content writers work is the SEO team will find out the right keywords. Okay, they will search and they will find keywords, and they will pass it on to the content team. The content team will search for those keywords, find other articles which are written on that topic, and they will literally rewrite that article. They will basically just change the language and do it, and that is how 99% of companies that are consulted with work. Okay, Tarun says that I did on the automotive industry, took me a month to put the data together. That's awesome. But I'm going to give you, if you think that, do you think this is difficult? It is, right? I mean, creating data which is original research will require effort and will require time and resources. But once again, I'm going to give you a formula which is going to make it not easy, but will give you a way to go about doing it so that you can create more original research data on your own. Okay, and trust me, benefits of this is brilliant. If one high domain authority site links to you, links to that data, it's like it's equal to building links from thousands of a standard quality websites. So this is extremely important, and this is the formula, and I'll elaborate on this formula in just a bit. So if you need to produce original research, you need to focus on these three things. Come on, I gave it all away. Let's do it one at a time. Observation, okay? We will pick a data set and we will gather data, and I'll show you how to do it practically in just a moment, okay? So the first way in which you can produce original research is through observation, okay? Next, aggregation. You're going to combine data from existing sources. I missed a full stop over here and here. The third and probably the easiest one and a really powerful method is to conduct surveys. You can conduct a mass outreach and analysis and create lots of data using this. Let's look at examples now, okay? So let's start off with observation. So remember, observation, aggregation, and survey, all right? Let's start off with observation. Let's look at a sample article. I'm going to show this with examples. So let's skip out of this. Here is an article on web design standards, best practices on top 50 websites. Let's just go here. Let's search for web design standards. Okay, the first article that I see here is this, 10 best practices on top 50 websites. Click on this. This is the article, right? So you can probably imagine web design standards. It's a fairly big keyword, right? It's a competitive keyword. It's a tough keyword. So and the company that is on the number one place. Let's look at what article that is. And you'll not be surprised to see that this is a research-based article, right? This is a research as well. So again, kind of verifies the idea that if you're really going to rank for some tough keywords, see if you can create some original research-based article on that. And I again come back to this later on when I actually bring everything together. But this is a research article, and no wonder that this is ranking on top of the what is this company does? What does this company do, by the way? Award-winning web design and development company. Okay, so it's a design and development company, but their article on web design standards is actually ranking on top of the Google. This is totally amazing. Okay. Now, if you were to come up with an article like this, how would you do this? Okay, I'm going to break this down for you. This is a research. If you were supposed to do this, how would you do it? How would you come up with this what kind of a research methodology would you use? Okay, it's pretty simple. Top 50 websites, right? How do you find top 50 websites on any? How do you find top 50 websites? Alexa, awesome. So Suresh got the right answer. Alexa is the best source for that. Let's say I want to make it a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more specific. So let's say you are into the automotive industry, for example. Okay, so Tarun is not in automotive, but he gave an example of automotive. So let's say you wanted to create a research-based article for automotive industry, like best practices on the top 50 automotive websites. Alexa is again a great place for that. So go to Alexa. If you go to alexa.com and you go all the way down and look at browse top sites, click on this, and you'll find all the top websites. So not surprisingly, Google is at the top, followed by YouTube, Facebook, the Chinese search engine Baidu, then Tmall, and so on, right? But you can also go by category. You can also go by country, but let's go by category. And I can find different websites by categories. For example, let's go for marketing. Do we have marketing? No marketing. Or it will be in the business section. So let's go to business and find marketing. There is marketing and advertising, right? So there are 4499 sites over here. I'll click on this, and now I can find the top 50 sites on marketing. Okay. Now to create an article like this, all you need to do is use the observation technique. The first step is to find all the top 50 websites. You found the websites. You can do it for specific niches too. If you're in the healthcare industry, you do 10 best practices on the healthcare industry. You find these websites. If I'm in the marketing industry, I could create an original research-based article on top 10 best practices of the marketing websites or the marketing industry. Even within this, I have other specific topics like market research, for example. Awesome. I can go to market research and do even more drilling down. Anyway, once you have found the niche, just open these websites. Okay. So this is okay. This is actually going there. So let's right click and go to this one, and then right click and go to this one, and then just observe what they have done. Okay. What are the specific traits on those websites? Okay. And this is exactly what these guys have done. Okay. So these guys went to websites and they noticed these things. Okay. What are the top 10 best practices? Logo in the top left. Let's go here. There's a summary right here. There it is. Can I open this as a bigger image? No, it's small, but I think I can zoom in. Okay. So based on observation, they could come up with all this data. How many of these websites have logo in the top left? 100%. How many have contact in the top right? 44%. Main navigation in the header? 88%. It's just observation, right? You could find these top 50 websites, go one by one to all these websites, and then notice all the key elements on the website and mention their position, list them out in a certain format, and So Suresh had a suggestion. Was it Suresh? Said that remove small. So I think if I do this, it might go big. No, that didn't work. So it doesn't always work, Suresh. Don't worry, that's okay. The idea here is that in this case, simply by using the strategy or the practice of observation, you can actually go in and you can start figuring out all of this information. So this article, which is ranking at the top of Google for a very competitive keyword, all they have done is they went to Alexa, found out those websites, and then they kind of just use their power of observation to notice all of these things, right? How many of them have logo in the top left? So just find 50 websites, go to all 50 websites, and then notice how many of them have logo in the top left. In this case, all 50 had it in the left. Contact in the top right. Again, count how many websites have it. Mention the number. Main navigation across the top. So it's all about observation, right? Do you think this is easy? Could you do this on your own? Yes, it will take time because there are 50 websites. You have to individually go to all 50 and look at that. But this gives you a starting point, right? This gives you a place where you can start, collecting data like this. And let's take this link here. Let's see how it's doing on. You can see that it's already ranking on Google for web design standards, which is again extremely powerful keyword. They must be getting tons of traffic through this. But let's look at let's go to Ahrefs again and look for the backlinks. So this one had 1,000 backlinks. This has this doesn't have too many, 255 backlinks, but still it's ranking on top of Google, and you can see the number of links, number of sites linking back to it is actually growing up. There's an almost an exponential growth over here. So over time, yeah, this will grow up. Okay. So observation can help you create original structured data just like this. So all you have to do is ask a question, ask yourself the question, people are talking about something, but is it really true? Okay, how can I find this out? And just figure out what the question is, figure out the best way in which you can access data and observe and kind of bring it together. That's how it works. The next topic is aggregation. And once again, I found an article on the same site, which is also ranking for this keyword. Digital marketers salaries are how much do digital marketers make per year. Okay, so the same web, same company. You can see how they are really kind of dominating Google by creating these content by these original research-based content ideas. So let's go back to Google, and I don't know what I searched for. It was digital marketing salaries, I guess. And was that the search? Excuse me, not really. How much do marketers make? Okay. How much do salaries, I think, makes it a a little company-based thing. And just give me a second. How much do digital marketers earn or make? Just search for this. And do we have it here? Okay, I don't see them. I don't know what I searched for, but yeah, they were again on the top for that particular, that's okay. I don't want to go in that. I just want to show you how they are actually, dominating this thing. Let's go to that article straight away. So this is the article that I copied. So copy this, come back. Let's straight away go to Ahrefs and see. Hang on, did I close it? No, I did not. So let's go to Ahrefs, paste this, search for this. Now again, this one getting like a decent number of backlinks, 266 backlinks. Now a single article getting that many backlinks is actually pretty good. Imagine if you have like hundreds of such articles getting such backlinks. You can imagine how dominating your website would become. But yeah, it's again getting backlinks. And if I go back to the article directly, it's also a research-based article. Again, lots of data over here, and this is something that they created using the data which is already available on a couple of websites like Glassdoor and so on. So they actually have mentioned how they did this. Not in here, but I guess some other place. They did mention how they do it. So they basically went to these sites, Glassdoor and similar sites where people mention their salaries. They just filtered it down to digital marketers, and they collected the information based on the position. So for example, how much money do marketing coordinators make? How much do marketing associates make? Social media managers make? Content strategists make? And by the way, since we're talking about content, see this? This is pretty much on the high range here. So $62,000, and it's already growing, right? It's a very fast growing thing. 62, 87, 70. So it's definitely growing quite a bit, right? So and again, with 5 years of experience, this is the industry standard rate actually. Change over 3 years is 13%, which is pretty good. Social media is also growing pretty fast over here. Okay, it did drop, but don't worry, that's not an anomaly. And again, 2019 is not over yet, right? We are still in 2019, so expect it to go back up. Anyway, the idea is that they were able to create this research article by aggregating data. Aggregation is what? Looking at different sources and collecting data. So they looked at all this data. They sorted, let's say, Glassdoor by all these different job units. They noted down the salaries. They, for all the people, let's say 100 content strategists, for example, on Glassdoor, they found their salaries, and then they probably, created a mean out of it, right? A mean value out of it. And that is what they have, the median, so not the mean, the median. mean, median, and modes, right? I hope you guys have studied that in your mathematics classes in class 12th or 10th probably. So you calculate, it's not an average, but it's a median, which is this. So again, this is calculated using something called aggregation of data, right? So either you can do, create articles like these by doing research, or you can do it by, collecting data from other places. Yes, it will take some time, but eventually it will give you an article which is going to get lots of backlinks and going to get you lots of traffic. The third way, let's go back up again, is a survey. Again, a very easy and a very powerful mode, and surveys actually work much better than the rest because surveys help you answer questions which nobody has an answer to. Okay, you have to ask people for that answer. Okay, there's no one answer for this, and survey results also change based on number of other factors. So if you need to collect, create a research-based data, you can use surveys for that, and this is again a very powerful method. You can run, you can send them online surveys, and you can interview people, and again collate that data, and that will help you create research. So this is again an article from the same site. I want to push. I wanted to find all these articles on the same site because you know what, this site is absolutely nailing it. They are writing mostly this research-based data, and they're using those three methods that I talked about: observation, aggregation, survey. Okay, so in this case they are ranking for blogging statistics and trends. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's go to Google. So blogging statistics, trends, and there you go. Third place you got Orbit Media. If you just do blogging statistics, will they still be there? Yeah, they're still there, right? So amazing, right? They're ranking for blogging statistics. Okay, and this is the link there, and then the top 5. Again, if I copy this, go back to my Ahrefs, paste this information. Wow, look at this, 4,000 backlinks. That is, I want to use the that word, but I'm not going to do that. But this is amazing. This is 4,000 links back to this. Ranking on the top page of Google for a very competitive keyword. Links are growing exponentially right here. This is like dream work, right? And all they did here was, again, this time they used research-based data. So if I look at the article itself, for the 5th straight year, we asked 1,000 plus bloggers to take a short survey. So all they did was send a short survey to 1,000 bloggers, and what they did was they got the answers, and they just analyzed the data, and they just broke it down into length, time, and frequency, process, measurement, all those things, right? So again, this is going to take time, but this is easy, right? You can create content like that. So if before the start of this discussion, when I asked you how many of you have created research-based data, I think I should have also asked you, do you think that you can create research-based data? I'm pretty sure the answer would have been no at that point in time. But if I ask you the same question, do you think that you can now create research-based data as well? Can you do it now? Suresh says yes. Anita says yes. And Tarun says yes. So the 3 people who are actually actively engaging right now are saying yes. So once again, this was that aha moment. I'm hoping that you guys had those, not just one, but a lot of these little lights, going on in your head, probably thinking about your own business, how you can create, what topics you can, create research-based articles on, get tons of backlinks, promote them properly, get backlinks, get traffic, rank on top of Google for those keywords, and basically take home all the moolah, right? I hope this is exciting for you guys because I've been doing this for a long time, but just talking about it, gives me a feeling of thrill. I hope you guys are feeling the same thing. All right, great. So wonderful. So yes, no more surprises here. You can come up with as much of research-based data as you want. So you can probably set a target of once every quarter because the process is simple, but the work itself will be exhaustive. So you can work on this. Even everything counts, right? Even creating these interesting graphs and charts and icons, working with your design team to get them to prepare stuff like this. But at the end of it, you get something which is going to give you tons of benefits. I mean, you just saw this, right? 4,000 backlinks just to this one article here, So this is how these guys are absolutely killing it. They're probably getting tons of traffic by creating this high quality, stuff over here. Yeah, Anita says it's an eye opener. I was hoping it was because this stuff just works. This is what we have been doing for a long time, and no wonder that, our previous company, we got to a point where we were getting like 15 to 16 million visitors every single month, and this is all based on these strategies that just work. There's this kind of information is also not readily available online. This is again something which people come across based on research, based on experience, and I'm happy that I'm able to share all this stuff with you guys. Anyway, let's move forward now. So observation, aggregation, and surveys. Okay. So again, keep asking yourself whenever you want to create stuff like this, data like this. Just ask yourself, what do people frequently talk about in our industry, but rarely have any data to support it, right? I get it all the time. When I was there as the vice president for digital marketing back in ProPros, I also handled the content team over there, right? And I used to set content goals, and my content writers, typical fashion, they used to kind of miss those goals very frequently. And when I used to ask them, like, why could not you write this article, or why could not you prepare this report, the usual answer was like, it takes me a really long time to write this article. So again, this is something that people talk a lot. It takes a lot of time to do this. It takes 6 hours to create a blog article. People randomly use this, but is that the industry standard? Are my content writers slow, or is it really the industry standard? Nobody knows unless you do the research. And this article that I just showed you a while ago, this guy actually did that research. Average time spent writing a blog post. This is again done using that survey, right? This is from that site. So blogging statistics. So they sent an email to 1,000 bloggers, and now they have the data that sometime in 2017, it takes about 3 hours and 20 minutes to write a blog post, which has roughly 1,300 words. So now if my content writer tells me that, I need 6 hours or a whole day to write a blog post for 1,000 words, I know that they are being way slow than the industry standard. But again, initially there was no way to back up that data, but now we can. So look out for these common, topics, common points of conversation that happen all around you every single time. People use these words. People use that it takes this long. It takes this many people. It will take so long to rank something. I may be, let's say I want to create an article on how long does it take to rank a keyword. I may send a survey to, let's say, 1,000 internet marketing experts or SEO experts, and ask them question, how long does it take you to rank a certain keyword, based on its difficulty and so on. I'll get the data from them. I'll collate all the data. I'll break it down into easily digestible pieces, and I can create a report out of it that kind of gives me an idea of how long would it take to rank a certain keyword, right? So again, I'm already getting ideas about what I could do for my website, and I'm sure that you guys will do the same thing. Just keep your eyes open, keep your ears open for common stuff that people talk about, but without any supported data, and see if you can conduct research on that and use it for your own benefit. Because if there's no such existing research already, then of course it's a gold mine. You can be the pioneer in that, create that research, and since nobody else has done that research, people can, people will link to that. Another way of doing it is find some really good, promising reports that were created in the past, but have not been updated in the last 2 to 3 years. Okay, find such reports and update them. That will do the same job. You'll still get probably the workload will not be that high, but you'll still get lots of backlinks and traffic and shares on those pieces of content. So this is how you create some fascinating pieces of content over here. Okay, so find that missing stat. If somebody's talking about something which they cannot support, find that missing stat, turn it into a report article, and then just reap all the benefits. So again, this is a question that I asked you initially. Have you or your marketing team created any original research in the past 12 months? If the answer is no, you can now get back to them and probably ask them to do it. And you can probably pass on the information that you just learned so that they know what to work on. Okay, so this is great for ranking. This is great for traffic. This is great for increasing site authority. Great for getting tons of shares. It's totally worth all the effort that you put into it. All right. I hope everybody's clear on this. All right, so what we'll do is we'll take a quick break here because I need to kind of rest my throat a bit. I'm getting a little itchy in my throat. It's 7:35. We'll take a 10-minute break. We'll come back at 7:45. All right, make sense? And trust me, you'll find lots of these nuggets coming up, even better nuggets. And towards the end, like I said, when I'll try to put them all together, you would find this even more meaningful. So let's take our break now. And I just mentioned this right here. Break resumes at 7:45. So go grab some water, some cold drinks if you can, and then let's get back here.